back in the room and say, you're just having a panic attack. This all happened while I was going through depression, anxiety. I was just dealing with a lot all at once, and I feel like my body was going into overload or overdrive. When I would try to go to sleep, I felt like I would stop breathing all the time. And it was to the point where I would wake up and be like gasping for air because it literally felt like my heart was stopping when I would try to go to sleep. I remember it was one time I woke up out of my sleep because I just felt like I was not breathing properly. Like, and mind you, this is the time of the pandemic, so when you said you had shortness of breath and you went to the ER, they was gonna put you in a room. But I'm like, no, I have shortness of breath because I know like a mental thing is going on, not a like I have that. At the time, me and my boyfriend did not have a car, but I'm like, I need to go to the hospital right now because I feel like I'm dying. He's like, no, are you for real? I'm like, no, like right now. I literally was crying because I'm just like, I think I'm so serious. Like I just remember the panic on top of the panic attack. I'm having panic because I'm trying to explain to him and I can barely speak because it literally feels like you are. So we get to the ER and they're like listing out the questions. Shortness of breath. I'm like, yes. They're like, chills, yes, because I'm shaking and all these things. I get in there, they run the heart test and everything. I am off the charts. They're trying to figure out what's wrong with me. I go take 100 tests. It felt like 100 tests. Nothing is wrong with me. Like on the test. I remember like sitting there, like no one after they did the test because we're getting to the point where this was happening every other day for like 3 or 4 weeks straight. Like 2 or 3 weeks straight. This was happening every other day. Like I would go get the ER papers right now and literally, I don't know, I can't believe this. This happened every other day. I don't even know if anybody, nope, nobody knows that this happened to me except for my ex-boyfriend. And this is also why I was very attached in that toxic relationship because he was there for a lot of stuff that I went through. I felt ashamed at the time to have to call my parents, I think, or anybody, to be honest. So I don't even think nobody knows. Everyone just knows that I disappeared. Like, oh, where's she at? We don't know. That she's at home. You know, she doesn't like to talk to people. That is me, but I was actually going through this behind the scenes. This is usually what I do. I usually isolate, be going through stuff, and then come pop out and like, hey, how you doing? That's my toxic trait. So like I said, I was having the panic attacks multiple times, right? Same, every time I'd be like, babe, nope, I'm dying. I could see it was getting frustrated to him, but I was also getting frustrated because I'm just like, I never experienced this. I don't know what's going on. This was maybe like I remember being in the Uber too, and she's like, is she okay? And he's like, no. And I'm like, no. But look, I'm looking out the window crying because I'm like, I literally thought I was. And it was so sad. Like, I was just so sad. I'm like, wow, my life. That's how bad it felt. On like the 6th, 7th, 8th time, okay? They did the test again, and they're just like leaving me in that room, and I'm panicking. I'm having a panic attacks for like an hour. I can't breathe. My chest is hurting. All of the above. If you know, you know. They come back in the room and say, you're just having a panic attack. Every test we've ever done, every time you come here, there's nothing wrong. Like, through the test, I believe you're just having a panic attack. You have to, like, ride it through. Then it was like, oh, we can give you this medicine. That medicine had nothing to do with panic attack. You know how the ER do you. I go to my doctor, and she's puts me on the sertraline, I think. And then she had me talk to, like, a counselor there. And the counselor, she told me to call her if I was having another one, and then they would prescribe me the big dog. Every single night, like a couple nights after that appointment, I would sleep on the couch because I would try to sleep upright so that I could breathe properly because I feel like that helped me. I can actually let y'all know the things I did to help calm the panic attacks, but my ex-boyfriend would sleep on the couch with me, and he would watch me. See, this is where I'm at. He would watch me to make sure I was breathing because I was so scared that I would stop breathing. And that is how bad it was to me. Y'all, when I tell a relationship story, it just don't make sense to me. But, yeah, I was experiencing the panic attacks for like a month straight. But, towards these last couple of times, I had started figuring out different ways to kind of cope with it because he had to go back to work. He would literally miss work to be at the hospitals with me, to be at the house with me, but he had to go back to work. So I did have to kind of cope with it by myself and figure out how to get through this. But at the first couple of nights after actually seeing my doctor, I called the counselor, and she was like, okay, we'll give you the big dose, which are the chill pills, I'm pretty sure they're referred to. And I'm pretty sure what they do is put you to sleep, but it calmed me down and it put me to sleep. I want you to know the panic attacks were so bad. I ate an entire bottle of melatonin and I still couldn't breathe or function properly. Every hour I would take 2 gummies of melatonin to calm my heart rate down because that's how bad my heart was racing. And the doctors told me that I'm just having a panic attack. Those would last after like that. After like multiple times of me going to the ER, it was like lasting all day. Especially that distance from him telling me at the ER I need to go see the doctor. I think it was Friday, so I had to wait until Monday. I remember the entire day I couldn't breathe. The next days I couldn't breathe, and that's when I was just eating the melatonin like it was candy, because that was the only thing that was keeping my heart rate down. But I do have some more on my YouTube channel. I've been talking about this for a long time. You guys could see when I recorded the video, it was more around that time, so it has more context. But this is just based off my memory. But as of lately, I've had a few panic attacks, but nothing in terms of I was having them for like a month straight at that time in 2020. I haven't had anything as severe as that, but from time to time I do feel it. But I only took a couple of those pills, like a couple of those days, because she did try to scare me, and I'm a scary person. She's like, oh, you don't want to, people get addicted to this type of stuff. I'm like, no, I don't want that. So I have never took them. I took them a couple times, but it was just to calm myself down so that I could feel like I could breathe, and I was going to be okay. That is my panic attack experience. I highly don't recommend. But if y'all want me to do a video, I think it's up on my YouTube channel. But I had to walk myself through how to calm myself by myself. Because like I said, I didn't tell nobody. My boyfriend had to go back to work. I literally got myself calm again. Like, that was a rough time. So I think I should actually just make that video. I shouldn't even ask, because I know somebody needs advice who deals with it or goes through it frequently. I got y'all.